ladies and gentlemen. Been on the road for a couple hours. Made a last minute stop at Costco on the way out of town. Grabbed ice for the cooler and stopped for some last minute items at Sportsman's Warehouse. And then we've just been driving. We got about 4 more hours according to the GPS till the city of my destination this evening. And gonna do some last minute work before wrapping up for a week. Then tomorrow we drive to the trailhead and hit the hills. Let's do this. Here we are. Welcome to the Selway. We have arrived, changed, packed up, ready to go. Got everything strapped on. It's gonna be a heavy pack in, but it's gonna be great. Looking forward to it. Let's do this. Look at this. This is crazy cool. Okay, it's been a little over an hour, right at an hour basically, and I've climbed over 1,200 feet. Kind of sucks still, not gonna lie. Boy, am I grateful for the hikes to the mine behind my house. Has training, because that was 1,000 feet of vert over a mile. And that's essentially what I've done. Drizzling. Go. We have got home sweet home. Our golly teepee set up. Stove's going. Drying stuff out because we got rained on. But it's gonna be awesome. It's not too cold. Probably too warm to run the stove anyway, but I figured I'd get it set up because I was here and the wood needs to be dried out. So I got a fire going and got some other wood drying out next to it. So we'll see how the night goes. Finally found water. That was a lifesaver, literally. A little puddle. Okay guys, this is my water source for the time being at least. It's just a puddle with a bunch of pine cones in it. Seeps out of the ground over there, but I can't find a way to get the stream because it's just slowly coming out and it seeps down and it's super wet down there. But this is the first puddle up, so I'm gonna use it. Here we go. But got everything filtered and ready to go, so rock on. Okay, good morning. It is now officially opening day. Making them breakfast. Gotta cook some oatmeal. Rained like all night. And it's supposed to rain here in like another hour or two. So, super cloudy and overcast. Just went outside. We're gonna see what we can see before it starts dumping rain. So, here's some breakfast. And this morning, didn't see anything. Didn't see anything while I was glassing this morning, but because it's supposed to rain some more today, I spent a little bit of this morning prepping some firewood for tonight. So, got a good amount of wood that should stay dry, hypothetically, so that I can dry stuff out tonight and stay warm. But we got some blue skies, looking very pretty. I'm gonna go back to where I found that cow yesterday and work down into what I think might be a good bedding area, and then see what happens the rest of the day. But here's to opening morning. Alright, I think I found a really good glassing vantage. Kind of up here in these rocks, because I can look down here, I can look up there, and I can look straight across and down off to this side. So yesterday, where I saw that cow elk, I was up on that ridge line. She had kind of worked up and over. So I'm assuming that the herd was feeding down or bedding down in this area, and she just kind of wandered off. Because I can't imagine just a lone cow on like the beginning of October, end of September. So I might stay here for a couple hours and see what pops out. It honestly amazes me at how quiet it is out here. And I mean, there's noises. Like, there's a chipmunk or a squirrel going over there. And there's a bird in this tree making a weird noise. But outside of that, it's quiet. Which means any noise that you hear is from something making a noise. Welcome to the end of opening day. Made it back to camp. Sun's setting. It's pretty dark in those trees. I put my headlamp in my pack, but it's a little deep to get to, so I just let my eyes adjust. The moon's getting covered up by these clouds, which hopefully means the elk aren't feeding all through the night, and that in the morning I can glass one up at first light and make a move. So, gonna make some dinner, hit the hay, because it's gonna be an early day and a long day tomorrow, and hopefully the weather cooperates. So, see you tomorrow. It's about 2 miles from camp. Almost 1,200 feet of vert. And it took me about an hour-ish. The extra 30 minutes was me dinking around. But we're up on this I'm up on this glassing knob. And I've got a lot of country to cover with my eyes. But I'm hoping that a bull slips up and makes a mistake, and he's within rifle range. And then we start the meat train. But we'll see. I have found the freshest droppings of the trim so far. Must have touched a burnt log. And I'm gonna side hill and circumvent this ridge top. And hopefully bust something out of their bed. I've been on a game trail off and on the last little bit. There's a nice little bench down there that I've been glassing, but nothing's down there right now. Yeah, it's not the steepest stuff in the world, but it's steep enough. Okay, note to self. Don't just roll up your your cordage for your rain tarp. It'll get itself in a knot. Got a little wet trying to get this thing up, but we're staying dry now. I think I might be in like an elk bed. It smells like piss. So, here's to staying dry. I gotta eat some lunch. It has subsided. I was in fact sitting in an elk bed. I was like, it smells like elk piss. Holy cow. Down that rub over there. I did a quick little circle. There's a ton of beds in here. So I think I'm in the right zone. It's now just locating them. So the rain stopped. I'm gonna slowly work through some of this stuff, and hopefully we run into them. Okay, today was an 8-mile day with thousands of feet of elevation gain and loss, and that sucked. Got into a bunch of elk beds, fresh elk sign, smelled them, never heard them, never saw them, unfortunately, and thus is elk hunting. it is supposed to rain basically from 11 p.m. tonight with a small break tomorrow and then all through Sunday and Monday. So I'm debating whether or not to pack up during that break in the rain tomorrow and get my butt down the mountain, because the teepee and stove is great, but I don't know if it's great for another 3 days being inside because it's a downpour. So we'll see what happens. But today was a success in the sense of I can find where elk will be, where elk have been. I just can't seem to do or find where elk are. So next challenge, but signing off. So it's been raining. It's been raining since 11 p.m. last night, and it is now 1:30. There's supposed to be a slight break or slightly less rain here in about an hour and a half. And I'm thinking, so I'm going to hightail it back to the truck 4 miles. So I'm just trying to mentally sort through where to put stuff in my pack so that when I get drenched, my important stuff does not get drenched. So here's to packing everything up. My little yard sale going on. Well, it's been fun, but the forecast says like the next 3 days it's supposed to be nonstop rain. I got out of the teepee a couple different times and you can barely see 100 yards. There's so much fog and mist. So here we go. Off to find our camp. Let's do this. We've gone 2.44 miles. I'm on a ridge top. I'm gonna glass for a little bit into this burn section, and then I might work towards camp. There's a little bowl right here with a smaller ridge over there, and there's supposed to be water at the bottom. So I'll either camp up here and hunt over there as well, or work my way down. I don't know yet. So we'll see. Hopefully the burn provides some animal movement here over the next hour or two, because sunset's at 5:39 and it's 3:33. So one can hope, right? Guys, I think I just found some wolf prints. I do have a wolf tag, so if I see one, I will make an attempt. That was kind of cool. Okay, so we got about 40 minutes till sundown. Just got a camp set up. Since there's snow and I don't know where my water's at, I'm just gonna put some snow on my stove and just melt some snow for my dinner tonight and some hot chocolate rather than wasting my water that I hauled in here. So hopefully with last light we catch movement of something. If not, all good. There's always tomorrow and Sunday. So here we go, melting some snow. Okay, got some firewood all cut up, ready for the stove. Swapped out my boots into my Crocs. Melted some snow. Now I'm trying to boil that water for my meal. And now I don't have to waste my water. So, sucky part, gotta melt snow before you can boil it for whatever meal or warm it up, right? So, just gonna take longer. Probably need to start a fire earlier in the morning so I can do everything. that I want to / need to before hiking to a glassing knob and going from there. So here's to night 1, round 2.
Good morning. It is 6:18, been up since 5:30. Got the stove going, warming up some water for some oatmeal. Finally, oh, you can't even see it in the camera, but there's a little bit of change in the light outside. It was pitch black up until about like 10 seconds ago, so kind of cool. First morning, here we go. Howdy. So I'm in the Selway, which is one of the most remote places you can go in the lower 48. This and the Frank Church Wilderness, and this borders the Frank Church Wilderness. There's just a, believe a river separating the two. Pardon the wind if you can't hear me. I believe it was in the 90s they reintroduced wolves back into Idaho, and they flooded the Selway essentially with wolves. And the Selway used to be a higher, I'm going to say higher, not necessarily high, but a higher elk density unit. And now with the population of bears and the population of wolves, there's just not a lot of animals. So you look at all of this country, that if this were in a different geographical area, without the wolves, without the high population of bears, you have a much more active hunt. We'll put it that way. I've seen one set of bull tracks that I followed for a little while, and then after that set of bull tracks, I found wolf tracks. And I've got like a 95-pound Rhodesian. His paws are pretty big, and these paw prints in the snow are bigger than his. So we'll see what I end up seeing today. Wind blew, and I was moving some stuff around because the wind was blowing, and my sleeping bag touched the side of my stove, and now I've got a hole in my super nice sleeping bag. Thankfully, I had some duct tape on a trekking pole. I might have some other gear aid, like repair tape stuff. Ah, that makes me angry. Ah, I'm so stupid. So there's a storm inbound because to the south I can't see very much, so I headed northwest a little bit. Dropped my pack and other stuff at camp. Just have my rifle and my binos and my glassing seat. And I'm going to this other ridge, working through some timber, and we'll see what we see. But hopefully going light pays off and we see something. I wouldn't be too mad if I saw a bear or a wolf. I'd shoot that wolf in a heartbeat. Those tracks are huge. And if I see a bull, even better. So, any of the three, I'm game for. I don't know if anyone will ever see this video. And maybe that's the answer to my prompting right there. This could have been real bad. Maybe that was the wind. Maybe it was an animal. I'm assuming it was the wind. I'm not seeing any tearing into any food or anything. But that could have been real bad. I was just about to say, it doesn't cost you anything to follow through on a prompting. And I got the prompting, you need to leave. I was a couple ridges over, so I was like, okay. I wanted to fight it at first because it was
hey, conquer your inner weaker self. Stop like, I'm not scared of anything. Like, I'm not scared out here, is what I was gonna say. Like, but I got the prompting. You need to leave. And here's the answer or confirmation of said prompting. You need to leave. I don't know if it's going to be a crazy, crazy windstorm tonight that's going to cause a fire or a tree to fall down or whatever, because there's a tree right there that could fall on me, I guess. I don't know, but it doesn't cost me anything to follow through on a prompting. So here I am, following through on a prompting. I'm going to pack up camp and I'm going to head back to the truck 2.5, 3 miles. It is what it is. Doesn't cost you anything to follow through on a prompting. This is definitely not how I imagined the weekend going. But I'm a person of faith and a big believer that our Heavenly Father, God, guides us in all areas of our lives. And I prayed at the beginning of this trip to help keep me safe and help it go smooth and be a success. And my sleeping bag burned a hole in it. I patched it, it's fine. Get an uneasy feeling that I should head back, as in head back home. And that's not something that I typically get on these. Been out alone way longer before. So I'm not even homesick or anything like that. In fact, I tried to fight the feeling and I got it again. So I finally said screw it. I started hiking back towards camp. Get back. My camp is all blown all over the place. Teepees fell over, stoves blown over. Thank goodness there wasn't a fire going. Could have started a fire. My sleeping bag's blown all over the place. Gears everywhere. I said, okay. There's my confirmation that I need to follow through on this prompting or this feeling. So I am packed up, loaded, ready to go back to the truck. Who knows? Maybe I'll go to a different spot. Maybe I'll just drive home. The original uneasy feeling was go home, leave. So here I am doing just that. So here's to following through on promptings you get from the big man above.